Welcome to Agents of Screen and welcome back for yet another Game of Thrones podcast. This is our recap, the latest episode, which is episode 5, season 8. Before we get started, of course, you can catch this on your favorite podcasting sites, wherever you find your favorite podcast, Spotify, iTunes, all of the above. And also, if you want to see how ugly we are, you can check on YouTube/Agents of Screen, you can see some very ugly faces on the screen. I ain't gonna call no names, but this is your boy Miles. First off, my name, true heir to the Iron Throne. Who else we got in the building with me?
Where's your crown, though?
When you know you're a king, you don't need a crown. You don't need a crown. Well, yeah. Who else you got? All
right, I'll go then. Yeah, this is. They call me the director. I don't know why they call me the director. That's what they do, but that's just me, innit? However, as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, there's no king, so I picked up the crown. You know what I mean? There's no king, there's no queen. So I guess I'll have to take up the mantle.
Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, you got Eddie, aka the faceless agent. Come on, this is what we're saying. Yeah, but I'm still called the faceless agent. So.
Okay.
Okay. That's the name in that. So
these new monikers I've never heard of.
Whatever.
Yes, Aaron, you already know, aka Double A, aka the prince that was promised.
The prince that was promised. Oh my word.
That was promised.
Anyway, let's get into this episode because boy.
All right. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get straight into the episode. I'm just gonna say it from now. I'm extremely disappointed. I'm appalled. I'm disgusted. I'm shaken to my absolute core.
Oh, you're using strong words here, man.
You are.
Yes.
Before you even go any further, I just want to say, because you're going to say that, and I have a feeling Greg might say that as well. Me? I just want to say, as mad as it is, and as, this is short, look, I'm still enjoying the show. I ain't going to get me. Let's just take it for what it is.
No. It's not take it for what it is, right? This is off the bat. Obviously, we're going to get into it. This is off the bat. But I feel that this episode has undone years of storytelling, years of storyline, right? And this one episode, which is one episode away from the finale, what we've been waiting for, potentially has, I'm not going to say ruined the show, but they have undone a lot for me. Do you know what I mean?
I can't wait to talk about that because I want to know. I want to know what you guys feel has been. Miles, you're agreeing. I kind of have an idea, but yeah, that'll be.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, we're gonna go into it. Yeah. We're gonna go into it, but all I would say is that just to preface that, I said I think this show was on the cusp of being like one of the best shows ever, but now I'm not quite sure about that. And secondly, certain people who were my favorite characters, not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. But
is that a fault of the shorter season, or is it a fault of you had certain expectations?
Who told them to have a short season? Who told them to have a short season? No one told them.
I agree with that.
We don't know. I agree with that. We don't know why.
They had no reason to do that. They had absolutely no reason to do it. Let's get into it. So straight off the bat, one of the the leading points, which kind of followed up from the previous episode, Varys betrayed Daenerys, which resulted, in another Dracarys. What did you guys make of his death? What did you guys make of his execution?
I will say I did call that last week, and also I felt that scene was done. The cinematography in that scene was sick because even though they didn't show him straight away, I knew Drogon was behind her when she was saying that.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting. for him to show it, to reveal himself. I thought that was quite cool. Nice little touch with Tyrion. Obviously they go way back. It is what it is. I think he had to do what he had to do. He had to try, and he knew if it didn't work, he would die. Like, he was resigned to dying anyway. It's not like he didn't know it was going to happen.
Let me just give a quick counterpoint to it then, because although this is one of the deaths that I didn't have a major problem with, but had I known because obviously that was the first scene. It kind of set the tone for what we was about to see. Could that have been fleshed out a bit more? I'm not saying prolong it, but there was no trial. There was no why did you do it? It was just a bit like he knew what was happening, took off his rings, burnt the paper, just got marched down, just stood there, took it like I said, this is gonna be a running theme for me. Years of Varys out like that. Now I've got no problem with deaths, that I'm not saying he had to fight for his life. But God, mate, you're out in the first 5 minutes. No, you didn't get to defend yourself. You didn't get to.
I think
give
again,
your reason.
kind of what you said. That's exactly how I feel. Although I liked the episode, and I kind of I'm still not upset about the season as a whole. But the pacing is way off for me, and I feel like we don't know. Aaron said we don't know the reasons why they've shortened the episodes. I think they've kind of wrote out 2 seasons ago. They were like, actually, we know how it's going to end now, so. Bang, 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 wrote something like 13 episodes and said, all right, we'll split that into 2. There you go. But for me, I feel like they could have done 20 and just add and just feel. I'm not saying put filler, but kind of just.
It doesn't need to be
give
filler.
extra time. Give extra time. Yeah. And I think it would have had a better effect on a lot of things. I think there would have been a lot more build.
Especially the one death. Obviously, we're going to get to it. The one death that we've been waiting for. Oh my God! Elaine, let's get to that bit.
That's the thing. I think like a running theme like throughout this whole thing for me is going to be I don't mind the decisions that they make, but it's the execution that I thought was extremely poor. Extremely poor.
Yeah.
Like for example, I don't mind them like making Dany like the Mad Queen, but the execution in order to get that I thought was extremely poor. But in talking about this scene, though, I thought it was interesting that he didn't scream at all when he got burnt by the.
I noticed that as well.
Dragon
I
fire.
was waiting to hear him scream, and I thought, did he choose not to scream? I don't know if it was Game of Thrones. No, but listen, I don't know if it was Game of Thrones, but I remember a few years ago, I watched a TV show. It might have been Game of Thrones, and someone was just like, "Yep, I ain't gonna scream." It was Game of Thrones. It was Game of Thrones. Yeah.
And I know what
and then he started screaming, I think, in the end.
Yeah.
Like, or something like that.
Yeah. Going back.
Samuel Tarly's people.
No. They're screaming. We're going back to what you're saying about Varys. He didn't get a trial. To be fair, Dany don't do trials, so he wouldn't have.
Not a trial, but just any last word, anything you want to say. Obviously, he had that touching moment with him and Tyrion, but that's what I mean. Yeah. They have been boys from day one.
Yeah,
and that's how they went. And I don't know.
But then I hear what you're saying. But then at the same time, we know coming into this season, it's the last season. We know people have to die. So,
and I've got no problem with it. For example, Jorah's death, brilliant. Couldn't have wrote it better myself. Couldn't have wrote it better myself. Honourable. He went out doing what he had to do. And I'm not saying everyone should go out on their sword or everyone should go out on their shield and how they want to go out. But it was drawn out. It was a good conclusion to his story. Varys, yes. I mean, Littlefinger, right? That was the conclusion when he died. But this, I just felt it was 1 minute you're like last episode you're whispering, and then 5 minutes I don't know.
Well, the actor said he was upset about it as well. To be fair, he was saying he not only was he upset with his death, but he was also upset with the way they treated his character the last few seasons. He said they just benched him, and he was just like, "What are we doing?" And then the death was just the icing on the cake. He was like, "Right, you've actually buoyed me." But on his character though, that's the actor. On the character, I do feel like there were a lot of things that didn't run well for me. So I think he's clever. Obviously, him, Tyrion, Littlefinger, like they're the 3 most clever people in Westeros, right?
Used to be anyway.
Or used to be, and he basically should have known what was about to happen. Tyrion even warned him and said, this is treason. And he went, yeah, well, I got to do what I got to do. And then he flipping went and done it. So I feel like he would have been clever about it if it was a few seasons ago. So
he rolled the dice, didn't he? He rolled the dice and it didn't work. But I think it was a gamble, wasn't it? It was either.
Did he send any other letters out though? Because he burnt that one.
I think he probably did.
How many did he write before they caught him? Because he probably
said. Don't know. We just have to assume
one. But having said that about him not being clever enough, or he would have done something smart. I remember he has said before, and he said it this season as well, that he will do. He has always protected the realm before anything else. So it's not like he hasn't done things before where he's put his neck out, and it's just obviously not that there's not many people. Well, there isn't many people left, and in that situation, him putting his neck out or trying to protect the realm, he was really putting himself in danger, probably more so than he had before, because there was more people to kind of.
Damn spider.
But yeah, speaking of Tyrion, like he was previous to this season, he was basically one of, as Ed said, he was like top 3 smartest characters in the show, and his arc, I don't know if it's on purpose but he seems to be like one of the least clever people now for some reason.
Well, I'm trying to think on the angle, like where they trying to go with it, because he's saying I'm loyal to Dany, right? And he was kind of ignoring everything, just with the sense that no, I'm serving my queen. It was going against everything he thought, everything he believed, everything. I can't think like where he was kind. Is that what it was? Like he's just like,
what he's also said many times. He believes that she is the one to bring peace or whatever. That's all he wants, isn't it? And I guess he's gone with his gut, and he's gone, nah, she's right. She's the one to do it. I'm gonna have to just back her on this one. You know, a little sacrifice here and there. It's for the good of everyone. Obviously, it didn't turn out that way, but.
Yeah, I mean, despite his warnings, the spider warned him and said, listen, you know deep down. And then what did he say before he got executed? He said something like, well,
I hope I'm
wrong. Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah,
but they had this.
He said he's calling. He's nuts, and he basically said she's nuts. I called it. I'm not going to go back on it. I hope I'm wrong, but I stick to it. You know, so.
Yeah, they had this weird little undertone with Varys as well. He was talking about like a man is the best thing for the realm and stuff. I don't know why they were kind of pushing that narrative over the last few episodes. They kept on saying, I was thinking, oh, come on, like, a man has to make these decisions and all of that. But yeah.
We spoke about Varys longer than he was on screen for this episode. Do you know what I mean?
Stories.
He was on screen in previous episodes.
Stories.
The amount of time he's on screen for one specific episode out of 8 seasons does not diminish what he's done before. Like you can't.
So you do, but
I'm trying to like throw these jabs when there's no.
But yeah, we're gonna fast forward to obviously the beginning of the battle when the 2 armies are facing off each other on the doorstep of King's Landing. Everyone's there. Another thing, like they said that they were gonna take 2 weeks to get to King's Landing. All of a sudden they're just there.
Mate,
I mean, you can argue it's 2 weeks.
We don't know from the time.
We don't know. Okay, but yeah.
Nah, it was 2 weeks. It was.
It was 2 weeks.
This is the problem. Of course it was. But here's the thing: we're just bamfing everywhere. We're just teleporting. I don't like it. I actually don't like it. I love the show, but one thing I do not like is the pacing of the last 2 seasons. This season and last season. I'm fed up of someone saying, yes, I've got to go to King's Landing. And then, next thing you know, the next scene, they're turning up at King's Landing. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I want to see the boat ride. Like, I want to see all this stuff.
Yeah, but that's kind of dead, though. You don't actually.
No, it's not dead. Mate, it's
you have to find a balance. That's the thing.
pacing.
You have to find a balance.
But to be
I don't
fair,
want them to say they're going somewhere and then they're there in the next scene.
Last episode, they said they're setting out and it's going to take them however long. And they still weren't there by the end of that episode. So
cool. I want them to be there in the next episode then.
Yeah. They were. They left from the beginning, innit?
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, one obviously before the battle even got started, Daenerys turned up. There was the preview for the previous episode. We saw Euron like looking up at the clouds. We had a little speculation of what it could be. Obviously, it was just Drogon, but he turned up, and I have a big problem with this scene. I have a big problem with this scene.
So do I. I'll let you say yours first. And
I'll have a few, but I'll say one, and then I'll give it to whoever's next. The first thing is that in the previous episode, man was in a moving boat and had 100% shot accuracy with 4 bows. Bang, 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 shot him down through his neck, through his wing, all of that. Now, he can't, all of a sudden, they can't hit him. And they're stationary.
Did the dragon know they had that the first time?
No, probably. No, you didn't know. Obviously, I knew it was coming from the sunlight as well to affect visibility.
Yeah.
I
They
understand
didn't
that.
know that they had those weapons. What are they called again? The flipping.
Scorpion.
They didn't know
The
they had them,
Scorpion. So,
and that's why
yeah.
they got shot. Once they shot
Yeah,
the first
even
one,
still.
did any other dragon get shot? No.
No, but she had to bail out though. She had to bail out
And to
because
be
when you was
fair,
getting,
she came from
because it was one.
top.
It was one. She had to bail out from one, and then you have like literally like dozens of them now, and
No,
they
it
can't
wasn't just
beat.
one.
There
It
wasn't
wasn't
one.
just
There
one.
wasn't
It
one.
wasn't one. There was loads.
There was one. There was
There
bare in the
loads.
shoot.
Yeah.
Check that again.
I-
There was bare. There was bare.
There was loads.
But yeah, she came. Obviously she was vexed. She was like, "All right, cool." Came from the clouds. Try to use the Night King's move and like hiding in the flying in the clouds. So obviously
Yeah,
they
she
didn't know
learned
where
that.
it's coming from. And obviously those things can't point all the way up. So by the time she got low enough, already murked.
Yeah,
But
that
obviously
was
she had
clever.
to lose a dragon to know them tactics in it. So
All right,
I don't think
but
it's that.
and by what Miles is saying from last week, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with what you lot are saying. That attack came out of nowhere. She didn't know. Cool. Then she done some nosedive
Yeah.
to get revenge,
Yeah.
and then thought, actually, let me back away, yeah?
Yeah.
But all this time now, what she did today, she could have gone, you know what? Are you mad? You just killed my dragon. Bam! She could have wiped that out last week. Because
100%
she's
gone around them.
Why would you do that though? She wouldn't do that.
Why would you?
Because
Why would you not?
Alright,
She's done it this week, right? She's done it this week.
Alright, you basically.
Why would you not have done it?
In a
She was
fight.
scared.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna. And she knows I've into them of straight anger straight away. Like, oh, I'm gonna attack you straight away. But then realize, right, this is actually dumb. We're all getting murked, and it wasn't just. It was all of them. Tyrion and them in the ships were murked. So it's not like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh, I've just thought. I can do this. Go
after.
back.
No. They got murked after she ducked off and when actually then they went, let me turn it to the boats here. She could have stopped all of that. We've just seen it. We've just seen what she could do.
I get what you're saying, but
could have been over in one season. When she had look what she did with one dragon, yeah?
Yeah. But that's when you're
season
thinking.
one, season two, when dragons were born or got big, let me just go to King's Landing and just that's what she's done basically anyway. With one. She could have done that with three. All this tactical warfare was for nothing.
Nah, I don't agree.
Season, this whole show was like, oh look, we're gonna do, and then it's like, hold on, you could have done this in season 3.
Not really.
Why not?
She wasn't even in King's Landing near. She wasn't even on the
Jump.
same side of the bloody.
Jump on the dragon back and go.
Well, one thing I would say is that
no, hang on, no, I can explain that though. Obviously, it kind of negates in the last episode, but the whole thing she wanted to do was earn the love of the people and show people that I am the true queen. Look at me, love me, love me, love me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to do. That's why she was going
to help John as well,
town to town, from lamppost to lamppost. But then, obviously, it just didn't work that way. But yeah, also the last episode when she lost that dragon. That she was shook and she was like, "Oh flip! I better bail out now because I don't know what the hell my dragon might die."
That's her child.
She had anger when she nosedived. Her face was anger, and then she went, "Actually, let me turn away." And you're like, "Well, hold on. This whole I'm not going to repeat myself. You saw what she done, and she could have done that last week.
After tactics, not based on. You know, you can't fight when you're angry. You know
strategized.
No, you can't. You know that for a fact. Doesn't work.
Oh, let's move on.
Even when they were all on the wall in the last episode, like Cersei was up there, she could have just gone on a dragon, flown around, around the back and burnt all of them. Of course she could have.
Nah.
I'll tell you what, I'm the opposite of that.
She could have done that
when they were all there. The dragon it takes him about 8 seconds to lift off, right?
Yeah.
They should have just chopped him up with the scorpions. Then what?
No, man.
Yeah,
I'm sure Cersei. I'm sure she
just has to
got
mount the dragon, not in the view of them.
I'm sure she hasn't got
mount
honor.
the dragon outside the range.
I'm not gonna shoot the dragon while we're having a chat. I'm sure she's not honorable like that.
Yeah, I'm sure
we're trying to get us to surrender as well, innit? So she didn't want to murk too.
I'm sure, like, we're gonna discuss Cersei a lot more later on, but I felt like she was very underused this season, and like the majority of the time she was just staring out of a balcony or over a wall. We didn't really get to do much, which I feel is a real shame considering the stature of a character, really.
True, but she has had plenty though to do. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have had more to do, but she has had plenty.
She has had plenty to do, and this is the point of what
final season.
This is wrapping up everyone's story. Yeah, I'm not satisfied with certain storylines being wrapped. Some I am, some I'm not. So
That's fair.
Yeah. So what happens next? We fast forward to the battle to the point where the siege is now into King's Landing. Go on.
Just before the battle, though, I just want to touch on this bit. With Tyrion saving Jaime, I thought that was a good touch because they've always had each other's backs, or you know what I mean. So I thought before that started.
Yeah.
I felt that
him saving before.
But again, for me, I always see. This is what I'm saying. Like, obviously, you said we're going to get onto Cersei, whatever. But everyone had their theories, didn't they? Like, Jaime's going to kill her, or she's going to kill him, or he's going to get back with her, or whatever. He's going to get back at her. This and that, or something's going to happen. And all he wanted to do was get back to her, and I just think.
But this is
disgusted.
What I'm saying. Are you
disgusted.
mad? You can't get mad because we've built up these.
Mad at that. I mean, I'm mad at that, but I'm not mad at the writers for doing that. That's fine. I'm mad at Jaime as in the show for doing it.
We as individuals and people, obviously, when you get invested in the show and whatever, you have many years and you watch it, you can't then get you can get mad, but you can't get mad if you build up your own theory in your head or your own this is gonna happen. I can't wait, or you take.
Give me a better. So I've got a theory
that this is going to happen, better, and then it doesn't happen. That's not your if it doesn't happen, then then your theory was. I get what you're saying.
I agree. I agree. So
we're going to talk about Cersei. I get what you're saying, but obviously I had theories. I thought, okay, boom, this is definitely going to happen to her. But then when it did, I was like, raw.
Yeah, but
all this time I was thinking that, and I was like, yeah, I had it built up in my head, but. It's not my
we're being wrong. There's no problem with your theories being wrong. As long as the actual execution of what happens.
It has to make sense.
I think what you're saying about him going back.
I didn't see it coming, I didn't predict that. I didn't see that coming. No, I'm saying that's what we can think. But we're not thinking that right now. We're thinking that was dumb.
Having said that, Miles, you did say it wasn't last week, maybe last week or the week before. You did say about the Romeo and Juliet thing.
Yeah, I did say that.
It's not like
I did say that.
It doesn't make sense because logically, based on how Jaime is, clearly his love for her is unconditional. They obviously have this bond, and
he said that
last week. Be a bit mad, huh?
You said that last week to S.C.R.E.E.N.
Yeah, it is, and as bad as he is as a person, and as bad as that may be, he would do absolutely anything for her. So for him to kill her, actually kill her, even though we as viewers might want to see that, it doesn't make sense for him. It doesn't. I don't think it does.
If he doesn't kill her, there's no problem with that. But someone needed to.
Yeah, I get that, but then who does it? Who?
I don't care.
I get what you're saying, but
I say I don't care.
It makes sense for him because then.
When I thought Jaime was going out to that Euron's sword, part of me was like, right. Again, I was a bit like, you know what? After all these years, man is going out to Euron's grave.
That reminded me of when.
I wish that did happen because boy, it would have been. I'm gonna stop because.
Well, let's talk about Euron versus Jaime. That's another scene again that I had a big problem with. Firstly, I felt like the dialogue
his side twice and carried on just like
for another 20 minutes.
The
dialogue between them could have been much better. Like he could have been talking all that smack about I was with your sister. Like I put a prince in her belly. I thought that was a missed opportunity in terms of like dialogue. It could have.
I thought there could have been a bit more. To be fair.
He could have been like, I was with your sister and your girl.
Mention like the baby. I thought he would have at least mentioned.
Yeah, the baby. Talk about that baby.
Pregnant. I was like,
So when I kill you, then I'm gonna be the king. And it was a very coincidental that he was washing up ashore, at the very moment that Jamie was crossing, and
Yeah, of course.
He knows the battle's over as well.
That's TV. That's fine. That happens.
Yeah.
And it's just when he actually I thought the battle was underwhelming, and then, like you said, it was a bit like, right, you stabbed him twice, and then man just crawled to his sword, boom, done. I'm a bit like, okay, cool. But then what threw me was him going, I am the one that killed Jamie Lannister, and I thought, okay, that was a good line. I thought, if anyone's going to say that, it's you, Ron. That's funny. But it didn't. It wasn't true.
He didn't.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, but he don't
right.
As far as he's concerned, he's dead.
That's fine.
Right, isn't it?
That's fine. That's fine. But he's not right. The writers of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm an advocate for sort of writing and looking at how things are written. Like I always talk about that. Oh, they've written it that way, so they wouldn't have done that. For them to go out of their way to zoom in on his face and go, I killed the whatever his Kingslayer.
But I feel like that.
And then he didn't. I was kind of like, oh, why didn't
I didn't like that line.
You may as well just not put that in.
If he finally got to Cersei, right, and then just died, and it's like she's like, oh, whatever, then I would have been cool because that line would have made sense.
Yeah.
Why put it in there?
I think there's a lot of things. So sorry, going back on the previous point, there's a lot of things that I thought didn't make sense. For example, Jamie, again with the writing, why the fact that they wrote him to travel up to Winterfell and he went, I don't agree with what Cersei's doing, so bun her, I'm with you lot. And then for him to kind of 180 and go, actually, I'm going to go back down there and be with her. I just thought, well, why did you write him to go to Winterfell? It was purely to knight S.C.R.E.E.N, and then that was it, and then bring him back. And I think it could have made sense if they added a few more episodes and a bit more story and saw how we got there.
Yeah, they could have. But then at the same time, I think it made sense for him to go to Winterfell at the time because Cersei basically was like, "Nah, you're some any man anyway. Like, we're not obviously in them words, but she wasn't really on it. She's like, she didn't care.
Yeah,
and she was going on a bit mad, and he was like, "Wait, why are you going on so sick?"
Yeah. But then that's why they need to write it differently though, because he can't go up there and then 180. That's not what.
But he didn't really 180. It was more.
There were
things but there were things that set that emotion though. There were things that set that emotion. She sent Bronn to kill them. Yeah. He's obviously when he went to Winterfell, he had nowhere else to go really, and he knew.
That's another thing. She sent Bronn to kill them, and he went, "Oh, Cersei sent you to kill me. Oh, do you know what? I love her. I'm gonna go back and back her." Like,
nah, he didn't say that though.
Yeah.
No, what do you mean?
Basically, you did.
Anyway, even before that Bronn thing, he come to Winterfell. Boy, look, the army of the dead are coming to kill us all. Cersei's betrayed us. I know what she's really like now. I want to help. I want to fight for you lot. I don't agree with what she's done. She's sent me out to. She's left me to die. She's left my brother to die. She left all of us to die. She's selfish. Then Bronn comes. The hitman's come to kill him, and then he's gone. He's found true love, and then he's gone. Actually, you know what? Fun all this.
True love, though.
That broke my heart.
I don't know if it's true love. Do you know what? I think if anything, that probably pushed him more towards Cersei.
You reckon?
What?
Yeah.
Are you saying our box was trash?
No, in a twisted.
Our box was trash.
No, in a twisted sense though, because obviously he's only ever been with Cersei. Well, I'm assuming he's only ever been with Cersei, innit? And then Brienne comes along, whatever. He sleeps with her, and he's probably thinking, "Rah, this ain't really for me." Like he's like,
are you actually? Hold on, is this like you actually going with this? Are you actually
not like that?
with this?
No, all right, not like that. But I'm saying he sleeps with her. Then he hears Sansa and Thingy saying, she's like, "Oh, I wanted to be there when your sister was executed." Like I don't think. Bro, the guy is twisted. Come on, man. He's twisted. He is twisted.
The thing is, for me, at the beginning of like the podcast, I was saying like they ruined certain people's arc, and I was talking about Jamie. Like for me, he was one of my favorite characters in the show, but now I don't feel that way. I feel like they wasted like the Brienne Jamie arc. You know, it just like now it just doesn't mean anything. Like beforehand, he was leaving Winterfell as a means of. We thought that he was saying that to her in order to make her get over him more easily, and then he revealed his true intentions once he gets to King's
Landing. True.
But now it's just like, yeah, like even initially he said like he killed the Mad King, stabbed him in his back to save the people of King's Landing. Like, yeah, it would have been much better if he was to stab Cersei in her back in order to save the people of King's Landing. Yeah, like the whole arc will make sense. And even if they want to take him down this road, as Ed said, if you're gonna make him do a heel turn, give us more in between so that the decision makes more sense, because
that's right.
Doesn't make any sense.
And let it come full circle, i.e., all right, he's gone to King's Landing,
and then
he
Cersei kills him.
Or not even that. Like everything that's happened. You've gone down to that little bit or whatever, or you can scrap that scene. They've escaped, so to speak, and then he sees Brienne. She's come down, and it's like, right, like you could have had it all. Now I have to stop you, and they have that back, and she kills him,
and then Brienne kills him.
Yeah, then it's stuck. Then the storyline is complete. Somebody's killed him. That his character has gone from A to B, and it's done. Cersei, I don't know what can happen to her. Maybe I don't know, whatever. But my point is, she needed to die by someone's hand. So did Jamie, but they didn't.
Yeah,
it's disappointing. It's disappointing to me.
Last minor point, before we move on from that. You see when Tyrion freed him, then what? Like, did he just walk away?
No.
Yeah,
basically.
No, he spoke to Davos before, innit? It was Davos that...
smuggled him.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah,
and then, so Tyrion said, "Let me in to see him." No, who gave you these orders? I rank you. Let me in now, and then he's gone. But then I thought Tyrion's not gonna see anyone for a while after that. But then he was chilling with them, like, yeah, I'm just here. So I guess, did no one question him? Did you let him go?
I guess they weren't like knew. No one knew, innit?
They wouldn't.
I don't know. No one knew, but it was like, but you were the last one in there.
Yeah, but yeah. Lastly on Jamie, I just feel like he's had a 7-season redemption arc, and for him to switch like that, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. For me personally,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I hear that.
I'll say that. But what do we go? Obviously, we had Jamie versus Euron. Next, we had obviously they've gone into King's Landing. The battle was turned in their favor. The bell has been rung. And how do you guys feel about what Daenerys done?
Before I even get to Daenerys, yeah.
You
know why it's mad? As I thought it was quite funny when they were showing Cersei. And she's still like standing in the same spot, like proper trying to hold it together. And she's like, what? Euron, he's killed one dragon before anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
And Quaeburn's just like, nah, the dragon's like destroying everything. Like, and then she goes, what? The Golden Army is fine. Our troops below will be fine, whatever. He's like, nah, they got murked. It's like, it's fine. Our men fight harder than anything. And then they show Jon and them meeting like the rest of their men. They throw down their weapons. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, how do you guys feel about what Daenerys did?
I mean, you could see.
That was a mad turn.
It was coming.
Mad turn.
We did say for a while it was coming. I did say she was going to do it. And I think, as you were saying earlier, they could have made. I mean, personally, I don't think there was an issue with it, but they could have maybe just maybe a little bit longer. But I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I don't feel like there was one point in particular there where she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go mad." She'd already decided that from the moment Rhaegar got killed. What's her name?
Missandei.
Yeah, Missandei got killed, executed in front of her.
No, of course.
Cersei voided her. There was so much. The people not liking her at the party, the celebration, being left out, being ignored.
The party pissed off that much.
Jon rejecting her multiple times. She's like, all right, cool, it's fair then. It's fair. It all built up, and it just came to that moment. She was murking anyway. Yeah, the bells rang, and I feel like the bell, especially Tyrion, Tyrion betraying her, basically. All these people betraying her, and Tyrion telling her, when you hear the bells, allow it. And the fact that she was murking, and she basically seen it was over anyway. And then the bell's ringing. She's like, "No, long. I gave you a chance. I gave everyone a chance. This is it. It has to be fair. I have to do it." But it was mad.
Why are you justifying her?
No, I'm not justifying it. I'm saying it was. That's why she's doing it. But it was mad because it was too much. I thought, okay, cool. You're gonna do it, maybe a little bit. But she raised the whole place. It was too much. It was too much.
It was too much.
Like I said, I can slightly understand. If you know what, I don't care if you've given up. You was here to kill me.
Yeah.
And she just wiped out the army, made her way to the Red Keep. Fine. But she went on a rampage, killing
for time.
Yeah, for time.
She made a second run.
She was killing her own people. Well, I say her own, the North. And the Dothraki. And then, do you know what was making me laugh? Out of all of this, buildings are falling down, everything, and Dothraki are just going around killing people.
Yeah.
It's like for fun.
Yeah, at a certain point, it's like you don't know who's who. It's just like everyone's running to France. It's like I don't know.
I see just slitting women's throats, and like I think that was the moment. I think they did that on purpose, obviously, because John looked. You saw like the King's Guards helping the innocent. And then you seeing like his people killing innocent, and that was the moment I think you saw John's face, like, no, I'm not having this. And then
even when
he took the woman in the alley in it, and then he killed one of his own.
Yeah,
and then that was
sick.
Yeah, that was even when Grey Worm dashed the spear when they'd all surrendered, he was like, no, allow that, man.
Grey Worm, he switched as well. He's just like, I don't care. Grey Worm's no business. I think he's going to have I'm sure we'll get onto predictions later, but I think him and John are going to have a showdown because
him and John. Ooh.
Spoiler alert! Get ready to be disappointed again.
Look at this guy.
Exactly. What's the point in making these predictions? What's the point? You know what I mean? Grey Worm died.
Daenerys, as you said, Daenerys, her turn. Like I understand what she's doing, but I felt it was a bit OTT for her to be burning like women and children like that. It's for time as well, doubling back, tripling back. It was like insane.
She was doing laps.
And even the army themselves, they just like took it as an opportunity to start raping, pillaging.
What
the hell?
But it's kind of stupid because you're raping and pillaging in a burning fortress.
They're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna die now. I'm gonna die anyway.
I'm getting out of there. I'm gone. This woman's gone mad. I'm gone.
Go where?
There was nowhere to go. But you know what's
the thing is with Daenerys, the thing is with Daenerys, I feel like two things. She saw Cersei. I don't know if it looked like she saw Cersei in the tower. She was flying directly at her, and she chose to like go back and start burning more people. Like
when they did that shot in it, when they showed them looking, I don't think she saw her, but she obviously knows she's in there, innit?
But again, it's one of them things where we like from season 1, my destiny is to sit on the Iron Throne. You just burnt it down.
Yeah, what Iron Throne?
But
tell you what, after this episode, Dany has some green eyes that need to be closed, boy. I'll tell you that.
I was about to say.
She's got some green eyes that need to be closed, boy.
This is what I'm saying in the group. I only clocked this episode. She has got flipping green eyes. That's all mad. That is all mad.
And with Daenerys as well, I feel like she's had means of like burning people. She's had very strict consequences for actions, but she's never burned innocents. And for me, that turn, I don't think it was warranted for me personally. You know.
I mean, look, I'm not against the turn, right? Because we kind of saw it come in, and it's a good twist. At the end of the day, she's got it in her. Her dad.
Yeah, of course it wasn't warranted, but she can't help it.
And again, the running theme of it, what Miles said at the beginning, was the execution done?
Could have been better.
I don't know. Like, did I?
The thing is, I think it could have maybe done a little bit better.
Can you realise something? Yeah, this is the second to last episode of Game of Thrones ever, right? Yeah. And you just burnt the whole place down. Like, it was. I don't know. Maybe I was expecting a battle. I don't know what I was expecting. I weren't expecting that though.
But you know what's funny? You know what's funny as well? Remember, I don't remember what episode it was. I don't remember what season it was. I don't remember how she had it. Remember, she had that vision where she's walking in the castle, and there's bare snow. Well, I thought it was snow. There's bare snow everywhere, but it's not snow. It's flipping ash. I don't remember how she had the vision, but she had a vision, and she's in King's Landing, in somewhere, and there's bare ash.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know when it was though, but I remember that.
Check that. Trust me, there's a vision, and there's bare ash everywhere, and it's falling. She's kind of looking around. I think it was when those.
What was she with a witch?
No, I think witches? It was when she went to that place where the guys, those weird magician twins or whatever it was, tried to teeth her dragons. I think it was around that time.
The mad skeleton people.
Yeah. And she had the vision. She's walking around. There's just bare snow everywhere.
Yeah, it was in there in that little castle thing. Yeah. With the doors and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a vision.
But was it? Hold on. Was it her vision? I swear it was someone else's vision.
It might have been someone else, but she was.
Was it Brandon? Was it Bran or was it her?
I think it was someone else's vision.
It could have been Bran, but you could see her walking around. There was bare. Well, it wasn't snow, but I thought it was snow, and it was ash, and obviously. Well,
foreshadowing, I guess. Yeah. How long ago was that? Like season 2?
I don't know, man. Whenever them bald magicians.
Again, I can't get over this, but obviously it's kind of on topic what we're saying about Daenerys burning up the place, burning the Iron Throne and everything. Would it not have been better because, like you lot were saying with Cersei, she just sat there watching, and in the end she went. Would it not have been better if she just went to the throne and went, you know what, I'm not moving? And then if you're going to burn it down, if you really want to go with that, let her go on. I don't know, man.
She was going to stay.
To be fair, she could have, and I think if Qui-Gon didn't tell her, no, like you literally cannot stay here, you'll die. Because she looked how stubborn she was being. She hadn't moved from that spot the whole time, and she was proper trying to be like, no, something will work. This will happen. This will happen. Yeah. And if it weren't for Qui-Gon, she probably would have stayed there and be like, oh, it's mine.
I'll tell you also, what. Think on him, yeah. He's got. Oh my God! I had to rewind that bit. I was like, nah.
Well, which bit is that?
Creasing up. I was creasing. That caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. I was cracking up.
When the mountain just went.
Oh yeah. That was my favorite bit in the episode.
Up.
That was liberties.
Man's brain came out his skull.
I swear, his eyes didn't change color, but obviously once him and the Hound eyes met, that was it. Like it was done. You could just tell. I was like, okay, cool. Cersei was like, no, stay here, defend me. He's like,
Gregor, stay by my side.
Yeah, 1 sec. And then Qui-Gon tried to open his mouth. He's like, listen to you, and it was the dash was so quick and just swift. He smashed his head so quick, and it was just I was cracking up. To be cracking up.
Before we quickly go into the Hound versus the Mountain, I'll just say one thing they could have done is like when they rung the bell, Daenerys could have landed on the walls, and the locals could have come down and some sort of thing where they rejected her. So she's like, "Oh, right, like I just saved you, like you rejected me," kind of thing. And they would have rung the bell for a surrender, but Cersei would have had one scorpion left. She would have tried to shoot Dany. It would have missed. And Dany was like, you know what? Forget all of you. I'm going to burn it.
Nah, but they couldn't have done that. They couldn't have done that.
I don't like that idea. I don't like it.
She wanted to make her as if she's remorseless. Because if they done that, then it's a bit like, oh, okay, she isn't totally mad. They wanted to. They just basically given a full heel turn.
Yeah.
Business. So
Hollywood Hogan. Yeah?
They've done that. I just don't know if I agree with her. Just killing everyone. Like
it was excessive.
She killed more people.
I wonder if she regrets it.
We'll find out.
She was in the moment, weren't she? Or is she just like, I'm glad what I done?
It built up for a while, and she's basically saying, well, what was she saying about our mercy and all this, and she'll wipe them out so that no one else, so they never have to suffer through that again, and blah blah blah. Like she will justify it. She will justify it 100%. She killed more people in this episode than Cersei's ever done in her entire run in the show.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She has.
Yes.
But yeah, let's get into the Hound versus the Mountain.
Jeez.
What did you guys?
Scenery
hold
was
on.
sick.
What? But okay, I might have forgotten. Yeah, but do we know what the Mountain is? Like how he's like, what he's? I remember when S.C.R.E.E.N brought him back. But what is that? Is it magic? Is that magic?
Some Darth Vader's brother. So I don't know what.
Is he a flipping White Walker? Like what is he? Like I don't understand.
It's magic, and they brought other people's body parts into him as well.
Yeah.
And can he die? Like, does he keep dying and coming back to life? Like, what's going on, man?
Nah. He's just obviously like super impervious to pain.
No, man.
He's that Frankenstein's monster.
Through his spine, through his head, through his neck.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what? Oh.
That flipping dog was going sick. Bang, 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 bang. Stabbing him.
Wait, you say dog is going sick.
My man Joffrey used to call him dog, innit?
But
I've been quite critical of storylines ending. It was a fitting ending for the Hound. I'll say that. I've got no issue with his death. It had to come down to that. Him versus his brother. They both, it was a good fight. And how it ended, I've got no issue. I mean, there's slight issues, as I say, with man getting stabbed in his head, his back, his neck, you know what I mean? He's
basically.
I don't know how I feel about that, but they both went out. I ain't got a problem. I think it was a good ending for the Hound.
Into the fire.
Aaron frozen. He's frozen on my one.
Yeah, he's frozen on my one as well, but we just have to, you have to keep on pushing.
I thought he was just staying still. Like.
He's doing mannequin challenge, I think.
But yeah, no, I like that. I like Hound's ending, man. Like, I think he had a proper character arc from the beginning. He had, I think, one of the best stories in the show, especially in terms of beginning, middle, and end. I feel that he had a complete storyline that I felt was unhinged.
I got no issues with the Hound's story. I'm all for it.
I'd say the Mountain, for me, he looked kind of dumb without his helmet on. I didn't like how he looked. He looked
I agree. It's just weird. It was weird.
He looked weird. But one plus, I thought like the whole the cinematography for the scene with like the whole roof gone. You could see like the dragons flying overhead. You had a fire in the background with the stairs looking up at the sky. I thought it looked like it was really, really good. Really
and
good
when he like lifted him up and he poked his eyes, and I thought as he blinded, I wasn't sure where they were going with that. Was it like you just going to take the Hound's eyes out? Why? I don't know, but it was all right. It was all right. He did what he had to do,
and he did that Oberyn move.
You could hear man's skull breaking.
Nasty.
Obviously in that battle, I think Aaron's back. Yeah, obviously in that battle, Cersei walked past them.
Yeah. That was quite fun.
That was jokes.
Look, Hound did not even look. That's why I love the Hound. He has his own. He don't play. He does his own thing when he wants. Like, he could have killed Cersei there, and then he thought, "It's not my bitch, not my problem." That's what I like the Hound, and good ending for him. But
But yes, how did you guys feel about the whole? Obviously, we talked about Jamie already in length. How did you guys feel on how? I know Greg, you spoke about it right at the top of the episode, on how Cersei eventually met her demise.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. I've said it throughout this podcast. I feel that, the way she's been built from the very first episode 1, season 1, right? Throughout the whole thing, even when she took the crown, was it last season or the season before, whenever she took the crown, everyone's after her. Arya's after her. She's going, I'm going to kill Cersei. Daenerys is after her. All the Starks want her for what she's done. Like, at one point we thought Jaime was after her. Tyrion was after her. Her own family. And to go out just underground and being buried in rubble is just...
But you know why? Because they tried to So this is where I think the problem is, right? That episode, you kind of said it undid quite a lot of story over the years, and for the purpose of making Daenerys look bad, I think what she done was bad enough. But to make it look even worse, they tried to humanize Cersei and like try and make us be like, yeah. Oh my God, Cersei's gonna die. Oh, and I think that's why they made her cry. They made her go underground. They made her end in like some hug. I'm gonna die. Hug me. La 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 la.
With some romantic music as well.
Yeah,
It's like,
and it's
what?
like I think they just tried to humanize her a lot, and I don't like it because they did it for the purpose of making Dany more evil. But I think what she done was evil enough. We didn't need to see Cersei humanized. I don't think.
I don't agree. I don't think they tried to humanize her because we know for a fact throughout the show that she 100% will do anything for her kids. So I don't, and they've shown it. They've shown enough throughout where not humanized, but she obviously does have a side to her where she. I don't want to say can be nice because she's a bitch, but
Can be nice.
like the compassion for her children anywhere where she will do whatever it takes for her children. So I don't think they needed to sway the scales to make her look a bit good and Dany super, super bad because the build-up was already there for Dany to do a madness.
Yeah, exactly.
She got all her kids killed. Like, maybe
yeah,
not
she did, but trying to
indirectly, she got
protect
all her
them.
kids
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
anyway. And,
Yeah.
you know,
And
she deserved...
she deserved... You just hit the nail on the head. Remember the woman told her.
What?
The woman
All
told
the kids
her
are gonna die.
They're all gonna die because of her or something. The woman told her, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
She still deserved. As much as I don't want to see it. No, I mean I do want to see it.
I told her as well to be fair.
She deserved to get her throat slit or something.
But you see,
you know what I mean?
But you see this. You're doing that thing again. This is that whole same thing with Joffrey. Look how invested we get into hating this guy, and then no one really gets to. No one, obviously, what's the name, killed him, but no one gets to like kill him because you think, no, he's such a bastard. He needs to die in a specific way. No, wait. I know what you're saying, but at the same time, yes, we all expected or we all wanted. Arya's definitely gonna kill her. Or she's on the list. She's gonna get a sick death. I hope she turns into Jamie. Whatever. But
turns into Jamie.
That's not like because that don't happen. That's not the show's fault if that's how
it is the show's fault. No, it is 100% because remember this is a TV show. This is a TV show, and they wrote this of all the ways they could have chosen for it to go. This is the way that they chose. That's disappointing.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, if you have an idea of how something should happen and you're set on it and you've had it for years and years and years, it don't happen.
No,
it could have been better. It could have been better.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. But at the same time, I'm saying it doesn't invalidate her character.
You're saying because it didn't go the way we want it to, you're saying that doesn't mean it's wrong. But we did. Nobody really knows how we wanted it. Like all I know is I didn't want it to go like that. I didn't say like have in my head, right? I want this person to kill her and I want her to be killed like this. I had no idea. I just expected somebody to get some sort of retribution. You've given me
but it's not always
years and years and years, and there's no retribution. Look what you did to. I know it wasn't her directly, but even from Ned deserved retribution. He didn't get it. Nobody's got that. So Ned, you know what I mean? Ned deserved. A Stark deserved to kill her. I'm sorry, a Stark. She deserved to die.
Saying, but at the same time. Look.
So what you just said, right? TV show. You got to write it. You got to write a TV show for the audience, and sometimes, yes, you don't always give the audience what you want, otherwise it's too predictable. But sometimes you got to wrap up stories, especially at the season.
Sometimes it's not always. We don't always get the revenge we want, or we don't. Look,
why?
Because we don't. That's just not how this. That's not how this program has been. Though it's not. It's never been like that. When it first started, we were like, in terms of Starks, we Lannisters, how many Starks were there? 6. By the end of season 2, we were down to
all right. I'll tell you what. I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you something. what benefit was there to do it this way?
No, I'm not saying there was a benefit either. I'm not saying there was a benefit.
At the end of the day, there weren't really any point in doing it like this. Like it just seems to be like
just giving her a good ending.
I don't know.
Just
a soft ending to die in each other's arms, like poetic. Like she doesn't deserve that.
We don't always get the ending we want.
How dare she get an ending in Jamie's arms, but then some of our favorite characters have the just most horrible deaths, man.
Because they know
Rob Stark as well.
That burns us more, innit? That's why. They know.
Rob Stark
deserved retribution.
Rob Stark here, he got his head severed off and sewn onto a direwolf, bro. Are you mad?
Yeah, here comes the king of the north. Here comes the king of the north.
His pregnant wife, or I don't know if he was wife, girlfriend, whatever, I can't remember now, got stabbed through her stomach.
Yeah, her pregnant stomach.
It's deep.
Yeah, that was mad.
And firstly, just mate.
Walter Frey got his, bro. He got his.
Yeah, he ate his kids.
Yeah, he got his.
But yeah, obviously that was Jamie and Cersei. Yeah,
Jamie and Cersei, you know, Jamie's done a lot as well. I know we said this, I'm not going to go, but Jamie's done a lot. I just think both of them, they can go out together, you know. They can go out together. I got no issue with them going out together, but like, as I said, for me, it should have been at the hand of Brienne. But there you go.
But yeah, following from that scene, obviously, I have another participant. In the battle. Arya Stark was there, you know, evading the rubble, trying to get away out of the city after she had a nice little touching goodbye moment with the Hound. How do you guys feel about the whole?
Well, let me ask you something, right? Unless I'm missing something here, or she's gonna do something in the next episode. What did she do in this episode?
I'm glad you said
she ran around.
She got her life saved by the Hound.
She ran around.
She went to the flipping thing. They set this thing up. You're going to close Green Eyes, go down to King's Landing, and she went down there. Yeah. And then nothing happened.
Bro, he saved her life.
He saved her life?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
So wait, you're saying the whole...
Why did she go down there?
What do you mean? We know why she went down there. She literally said to that any soldier, yeah, I'm going to kill Queen Cersei.
Why did they write... Sorry, let me rephrase. Why did they write her to go down there?
Bro, so that flipping the Hound...
The Hound could save her.
Tell her, listen, this ain't the way. You ain't trying to be me. Look, just do your... Look, get me. Go
why
live.
did he tell her that on the way?
What? What do you mean?
That's because he didn't know that the rubble was falling and all of that.
You saw how bad it was when he got there, innit?
Alright,
I wanted to see the journey, and I wanted to see her meet Ed Sheeran, do the singing in the woods and all that stuff.
And also, Cersei is not the Green Eyes that she's meant to murk.
Yeah, okay, I hear that. I agree.
So, get me. So, it's not like, obviously she went down there for a purpose.
Right.
But...
Okay, it seems that way now, right? But what Ed's trying to say is, right? Okay, you've gone down there, you killed Cersei, you had that moment with the Hound. The Hound said, just go. Surely that could have just been the end of that. And we could
and I'll tell you why.
We need to see her going through.
I'll tell you my reason.
What's the point of that?
I'll tell you why I think, right? All right, so at that moment, she doesn't have a reason to hate or kill Dany, really. She doesn't really have a reason. Not on those levels anyway. All that stuff that she went through, all that stuff that she was seeing, now she has a reason, especially when she woke up after being knocked out and she sees the mum and the kid bun up in a crisp wrapped up arms and arms, all wrapped up together. Yeah, all the old woman charred with I don't even know what they was holding up something, some madness, some stick. Seeing all of that, going through all of that, yeah, saying, "Oh, come with me, you'll be safe," and then nothing. Now she has 1000% has a reason to murk Dany. When she looks at her, when she goes back on that dusty, ashy horse, when she gets back here, she's going to look Dany in the eyes and be like, "Rah, green, watch."
All right, cool.
Well, that's what she read.
Okay, if the next episode she's in Winterfell and then she's just chilling and doesn't do anything, I'm going to be vexed. Put it that way. I'm going to be vexed.
Yeah, Aaron will defend that as well. If that happens,
no. She best do that.
With Arya, like obviously Aaron said that they set the tone for her to do something in the next episode, but I felt like they tried to make her die like 4 or 5 times in this, and then she come back. I felt they could have cut out maybe 2 of those scenes and then gave us more dialogue or more character development. They could have done that.
I'll tell you what I thought was gonna happen. Yeah. So when she went down there and the Hound was like, "Go away, you're not like this" or whatever, I thought she was gonna meet my man in it, like Faceless God and that. And I thought she was gonna see because he's still alive and he's doing something. Like he's not just chilling. Like so, I thought she was gonna see some homeless. I'm dying. Bang! I'm him, and I was gonna be like, whoa, sick. Go shut those green eyes, and then she's gonna be like, okay. I don't know, man. I just wanted to see the face.
But you see what I'm saying? This is what you thought was gonna happen. So because that didn't happen now, you're mad.
No, but that's not why. No.
No, I'm not saying that's why you're mad. But it's additional.
I'm just saying, unless something happens next episode, I'm gonna be extremely unsatisfied. Unless she does something.
Kill Danny.
Unless she does something.
Kill Danny.
She has to kill Danny now. She has to.
She has to. Because if she doesn't, and if she doesn't do anything, then they completely wasted my time. They wasted my time.
Because she hasn't used the faceless technique for this whole season. That's what she spent an entire season doing that training.
Yeah.
An entire season.
Girls, you know how long a girl spent training?
No one. Yeah, no one trained for so long.
Where did that white horse come from?
Maybe that's the faceless man.
Dothraki, isn't it?
Or the Dothraki have white horses?
So I swear a couple of them were riding on white horses.
I don't know about that, man.
Check that.
I've got a theory. All right, basically, this might be a spoiler, yeah, because I've just come up with it in my head and I think it's correct, yeah. But I'll tell you where that horse came from because I just thought of it. Yeah.
What, the faceless man?
No, the horse ain't the faceless man. But Bran put that horse there. Yeah, you'll find out next episode. Watch. Bran put it there.
Okay.
He walked the horse there.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
No, not
100%. I did see one theory on Twitter, and they were talking about like the symbolism of the horse, which I thought was a reach, but they said that it was from like a Bible verse, and I'll just read it quickly. It says, "I looked and behold an ashen horse, and he who sat on it will bear the name Death." And if it goes along with the theory that closing the green eyes and all of that, I'm guessing they're foreshadowing her killing Danny in the next episode.
Boy.
So.
Do you know what?
Okay.
He's got motives now.
Right. They just. Do you know what? I don't even know what to think anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if next episode
she falls off her dragon,
like
and dies,
and then it all goes back to season 1, and Ned's alive, and it's like it was all a dream. It'd be like,
let everyone die, fam. Let everyone just die. Let everyone die.
Just, I can't. This show just. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
On the other hand, sorry, I think the way it is going to go is, Arya's going to kill Danny, and it's going to be obvious because the last 2 seasons they keep foreshadowing things and basically telling us what's going to happen, and it's just getting me mad. So I reckon that is it. She's going to kill Danny. We already know that, and the twist is going
to be on the throne.
Say again.
So she kills Danny, and Jon sits on the throne.
Yeah,
Jon is not taking that throne. He's not taking.
No, I don't think he is either.
Or Sansa.
He'll probably die as well. I think Jon will probably die as well. I think.
I've always said Jon's going to die, but now who can kill him?
He's died enough, man.
Because there's no one left. Who can kill? I don't know who can kill him now.
Yeah.
Grey.
I think he will know. He will see Danny get killed, and he will feel a way about that. And then he will feel like he has to do something, and they will be forced to kill him. Maybe.
Who?
I don't know. Maybe Arya. I don't know. Someone.
He's not taking it.
Oh. If Arya kills Jon, yeah, I'm gone.
Oh. Wait. He's not taking it.
Well, who can kill him? This is what I thought. I thought there was going to be a battle, this and that, and maybe Cersei will somehow get it, or the Mountain will. I don't know, but now I can't see anyone.
There's no one there to kill him.
Kill John.
Oh, yeah.
Danny
Grey
ain't gonna
Worm.
kill him.
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm can't.
I think John
can't
will kill Grey Worm.
kill him.
This is my prediction. Should we just get on to predictions? We've basically
Alright,
done it.
run it.
Yeah. Let's just go to prediction because this is running long now. So I think personally, John will kill Grey Worm. I do think it. Obviously, Arya is going to kill Daenerys, but I don't know what happens after that. I honestly don't. I don't know because if John sits on the throne, it's a bit like right. That was kind of obvious the whole time, so that's why you kind of think he's going to die. But then who else? The only other person that can sit on it?
Sansa.
No. Tyrion.
Phoenix ain't having that.
Tyrion ain't getting on there before Sansa. You can't.
Sansa will sit on the throne, fam.
Don't know.
Alright, you know what? Predictions.
Sansa's been pulling the strings, fam, from the behind.
Arya's gonna kill Dany. Green eyes, yeah, it has to be shut. Grey Worm. Is he gonna try it with John? I don't think he will try it with John.
Yeah, he will, because when Arya kills Dany,
Definitely.
He might switch in it and then try.
okay, Arya's gonna kill. Okay, this is how it's gonna go. Yeah, Arya's gonna kill Dany with her new Daredevil weapons.
Nah, she won't.
What?
She's already run and used that, bruv. That's it.
Okay. She had it on her side though. Anyway, she's gonna do that. Then Grey Worm's gonna go, try and kill her. John's gonna be like, you ain't killing my sister. Bang, 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 bang. They're gonna fight. He's gonna kill Grey Worm, or Grey Worm's gonna kill him, or something. Everyone's gonna die, and then Bran's gonna sit there and go, yes, I made this all happen, or something. And then he's gonna show that he's actually the god, the many-faced god. He's gonna be the flipping Night King. He's going to also be the god of fire, that fire god. He's going to be all the gods and be like, yeah, I set this all up to happen. And then he's going to sit on the
throne. Oh, yeah.
And then the throne's going to be his wheelchair.
I'll do you one better. Bran's going to mysteriously get up from his wheelchair and say, surprise. And then he's going to sit on the Iron Throne. And before he sits on the Iron Throne, he's going to do a spinneroonie on his back.
Wow.
I think with the whole I think John. What
John is not
said.
taking that throne.
I'm
telling you.
I don't think Grey Worm. No, I'm not saying he will. But what I'm saying is, I think John is going to try and confront Dany, yeah, and Grey Worm's going to be like, "Nah, this ain't happening." That's when the fight's going to happen. John will kill Grey Worm, and then he's standing between them two. She's going to do some Dracarys. He's going to stand there like, what? That didn't affect me. Then he's going to say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Then I think Arya will just come from behind like some Night King style. Or she would...
might go as John. She could go as John.
I was going to say she'd be dressed... I think maybe
as
she would confront her as John, but then doesn't John have to be dead for her to do that?
Can't remember, to be honest.
See, that's
died.
But yeah, this is insane. This is the last episode of Game of Thrones coming up. They have so much yet to tie up.
How John is not taking. He's not taking that throne. He's not taking it. You know why?
Why?
Oh my God! Can he even do that?
What?
Man's gonna take the black. He's gone, bro. He's gonna take the black. He's gonna take the black.
Oh, isn't the wall destroyed though?
Go on.
He might just not make a next one, but
make a next wall.
Because
hold on, there's no one.
Wait.
It doesn't need to be there anymore. They're only there to stop the White Walkers.
But when you take it, don't you like? What is it? What's the rules? Can you not Do you not forgo everything or whatever? Some madness.
Yeah, the wall's gone now.
Done. I'm writing that off now. I'll give you £100 if that happens. That's not happening.
Hey.
True.
Oh, I love Tormund on the throne. Done. Put Tormund on the throne, everything will be all right. Like,
as I was saying, how they wrap this episode will dictate how I view the legacy of Game of Thrones. It's not looking good.
This episode has affected my overall. Do you know what?
I refuse. I won't let you do that.
If you're still listening to this, because we've gone on long enough here, if you still listen to this, if you've seen Lost, right, this is how I feel. Actually, no, that's a whole different debate. Let's not get
I refuse to let this last episode just ruin the show that I've enjoyed for this time. I refuse. It's obviously
Well,
not
I don't know.
good, but I will not.
Yeah, some of
allow
the
When you
chapters
say
are
you
already closed.
refuse to let it happen, are you saying if it is whack, you're still just gonna be like, no, it hasn't
No.
ruined it?
But let's just say I've started it off from a 10 out of 10. I'm not gonna let this bring it down to like a 4.
Well, you can. The ending is a big
Part
say.
of
It's true, but
It's one of them. It's
there's
major
way
thing.
more good than there is bad.
The thing is, you lot cussed this Martin guy, yeah, and
What?
now look,
George.
George Martin, you lot all cussed him. He's some recluse. He's some fat old man. He don't know what he's doing.
Who said that? Are you talking,
All of you lot.
to the people listening? Yeah.
You're regretting it because you should have let him finish the book.
Are you talking to
Let
the
him
people
finish
listening?
the book, yeah.
He's talking
Let
to
him
you
finish the book.
book
We
readers,
might have
you
a
know?
good ending.
Because I don't read the book. He's talking to you book readers because I don't read the
The
book.
execs took this over, and now look what they've done.
Nah,
basically-
No, but apparently, remember what? Okay, so earlier on today, I read on the news. Yeah, some actor in Game of Thrones said, "Oh yeah, George R. R. Martin's finished both books, and he's not HBO's not letting him release it. They got an agreement. He's not allowed to. So they might have the books, and they might have his story.
Oh, maybe.
There's absolutely
One of the
way
actors is saying that,
But I tell you what, I did see an interview with Jamie Lannister, well, the actor. I think it was on one of them late night talk shows. He said the ending is the best ending ever. No one will be upset with it, but I don't know. We'll
Soon
see.
find out. They would say that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah.
No.
Right.
Ed said Varys didn't. He said, no, I'm vexed.
Yeah, he did say that, to be fair, actually.
And
yeah.
Kit Harington said it was
and-
disappointing as well.
And
Really?
Sophie Turner said it will be divisive.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. As I said in the group earlier, there's a video online of like them doing their press tour and they're interviewing different actors, and they're kind of like, they don't want to say it's disappointing, but you can see from how they're answering the questions that they're kind of
Right,
like.
in that case, yeah, I can't wait to read the last 2 books because George R. R. Martin's probably like, yeah, well, let's test out what you lot's done, and then I'm gonna write it a better version. Like, for example,
the thing is though, people have already they've done so much and theory this and theory that and expecting this. Even when the book comes out, not no one, but everyone's gonna be like, oh no, because they've already built in their minds that it should end this way. They've already decided, oh, it's gonna do this. Oh, this person happened, this happened, that. So it's just got to the point now where the expectation has been built so high for themselves.
But there's still better versions though. Even if there's still better versions.
As I say, to kind of bring a close to the episode, what I will say is the reason why we love, or I'll say, well, me specifically, we love Game of Thrones so much is because of the storylines, because of the complexity of the characters, of the dialogue, of the inner workings. We want to know all that. We want to know like this, and then now it feels like they've gone away from that somewhat, and that's really disappointing for me personally.
Drama.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Definitely agree with you. I think we've all watched it from the very beginning, wanting to know how it's going to end, right? And I don't think so far. I mean, do you know what I mean? The final episode could blow us all away, and we could be like, I don't know. None of us knew what we was talking about. But so far this season, I haven't really been too critical of this season, but I just think this last episode, because we've had some major deaths. This is the major ones. This is the end for some major characters this episode. And
even when the Night King died, we were saying like, oh, he's not the main plot line. Like Cersei is the main villain, and now Cersei's gone now, and it's like, okay, so what now?
Saying, Ned.
Daenerys is the main villain now.
She is.
Ned, Robb Stark, Littlefinger, Joffrey, big characters.
Characters.
They've had deaths that are like, oh wow, fleshed out deaths. You know what I mean? This felt like a Marjorie death. Like, I think Marjorie's was a bit.
Marjorie.
I did not expect that. But anyway.
Yeah, it had no reason to be 6 episodes. They could have easily made it 8, 10, 12, and made it more storyline, more dialogue.
Put in travel time. That's all I want. Travel time.
But next week then.
Next week. So Greg, aren't you going to the special screening of Game of Thrones? next week.
Hey, look over there.
All right, sorry for the podcast listeners. Yeah, I'm going to a special screening next week, so that should be good.
Are you going to see it early before us then?
I'm sworn to secrecy, so I can't really say too much on air.
Oh, I see. I don't know if you're worthy enough to see it. I'm not quite sure. Are you worthy enough to see it?
Are you worthy enough though?
Listen, for the YouTube viewers, I'm worthy to do this, mate. That's what I'm worthy to do.
He's worthy.
Okay. but yeah, let's wrap it up there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. What did you think? Of course, you can find us on your favorite podcasting sites. You can find us on YouTube /Agents of Screen. One more episode left, and Game of Thrones will be done for good.
Ever.
I can't believe it. Hopefully they redeem it, because I'm not feeling in a good way right now. But until next time, from all of us at Agents of Screen.
Well, hey, the next episode, what are we doing? I mean, we're going to have to give a good final episode, I think, aren't we? It's a wrap-up.
Yeah. Try to do something special.
Try and do something,
Then, guys. But yeah, for all of us at Agents of Screen, peace. Later.